and then like a real deep line. Yeah, and then like so the scent can follow through or not, and then flip it over. So that if it followed the
so they could still follow it on the other side.
That would determine if it was scent or sight.
We're not sure because with the Sharpie, they didn't follow the Sharpie in the video. So we're just going to use a really deep line with pen.
So the only issue is that if you make it a really deep line, then they could also be filled by feel.
I'm going to say so it could determine either one.
What if you had a way to cover over the scent? Like what if you drew a line and then you sprayed like air freshener or perfume or something on it so that they weren't smelling it anymore, but maybe they could still smell it. Of course, you could also poison it by mistake. What do you think would happen? What do you think happens to the scent of pen over time, like over 24 hours?
It goes away.
So what if you were to draw a circular line today and you left it in a basket or something, and then it would have 24 hours to dissipate, and then you drew the
another one.
Tell me your idea.
I drew another one, and that would have the scent.
Be like fresh. I think that is probably the one where you're not changing other variables by mistake. What do you think?
That's a good idea.
Okay. All right. So now, before you get into that, you have to scribble that down so you don't forget the idea, but then follow this format to get around to it again. So the independent variable that I think you're talking about is scent of the pen or like age of the line. Sort of But here's the thing, right? We know for sure that they follow the blind pen. So you'd have to do a pilot with the marker to test whether they follow the pen before you did that experiment. But since you already know they follow the pen, it's almost like that pilot has been done for you. And since you don't have much time, I think you should stick with what I honestly You guys have such a good idea. You should go with it. Is it my meeting? Either way, I think you're a good group. Very synergistic. Okay, do it. I called you synergistic. Oh, good progress. Nice.
Ignore the camera. Ignore the camera.
Yeah, that was Are you leaning towards a certain type of question or experiment? Have you already talked about it, or you're getting up to it? Okay, so I'll come back. Did not follow what lines? Because they definitely follow some lines, because we saw it on the video.
Thank you.
Okay, so
they kind of went to the red pen ink, and then they just kind of went around.
So it was red?
Yeah,
Okay, so you can be more specific. Termites didn't follow the red lines.
We had 3 sets, right? And then they went around and then they just walked away.
Like they would like just crawl around the red pen ink, and then they would like turn back to the red pen ink. And then,
So they seem to be attracted to it in some way, but then not quite able to follow it. I think that's a better observation. How did you have your lines arranged?
Our shape was like this, right?
Yeah.
Like that thing.
Okay.
And then it didn't follow the lines though. It came there.
so it kind of just like, it was just like attracted to the red ink.
It didn't. It like
So it
tried
come
maybe.
over.
Yeah,
Did it spend more time around here than it spent like anywhere else on the page?
No, but
Yeah, like around the red pen ink. It spent around the shape, and then like wandering off and then.
they weren't able to like follow the lines exactly.
Yeah,
like
they
how
would go into it and like waddle around, and they'd like go outside of it and waddle around that.
Okay. Okay, so what can you infer from that? Okay, so termite intelligence low. Wouldn't have gotten into central. Oh well. Is there any other explanation?
They were kind of
No, that's not an observation though, because we can't know that. You didn't like give us an idea.
So they just kept, they like that red ink.
Yeah, they did
Oh,
seem
so
more
that's one.
attracted
It
to
could
the
be
red.
just that they like it. But you, right, that's a good inference because you can't actually ask them what they like. So instead of, so liking the red ink is not an observation, it's an inference. So you should definitely write that down. Okay, so keep going.
Right, they were more attracted to the red.
Could you guys scooch
I
in
mean,
so
they were.
a bigger part of what's happening? Alright, how far are you? Why did you skip observations?
You said the skip.
No, I said you don't have to make new observations because you did it yesterday. But I want you to take your best ones from yesterday. Did you? What was your best one from yesterday?
Especially the one yesterday.
Okay, so they appear to follow each other. It's a good one.
Like if you like put like a box and you sketch it in, they won't like follow like the outline of the box. And it's like they'll just wander around.
Like he like scribbled in the box and they
Got confused.
So when were they least influenced?
When it was like a simple shape.
Okay, so this is a good observation. They follow circles better than squares?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any sort of thoughts on why?
they get confused at the end.
That's your inference, right?
Yeah, that should be
So,
an inference.
so your observation is they follow circles better than squares. The inference is that they experience confusion at the end.
Yes. Especially when they intersect.
Yeah, and I
It's
think
like
that
they
is
don't
the
know
basis
which
of
way
a
to
great experiment if you want to think in that direction.
Were there real termites?
Yeah,
Yeah.
termites do this. It's a weird thing that they do. They follow lines on paper. But not all the time, and I can't tell you more because I'll ruin it for you.
Wait, who discovered this?
What?
Who discovered this? Like, who's like, I'm gonna put some termites on a piece of paper?
Person who discovered it. I can't even remember who told me about this like initially. But maybe like 4 years ago I found this out and I was like, oh my god.
Did you write down our inference?
I feel like it's creepy that I'm following you with a
You
camera.
can stop because I think I have enough.
Oh,
I'm supposed to have like 20 minutes.
it's 7.
Yeah, but I have another one that's like 10 or something.